Welcome back again. I'm being thrown into the middle of the action here on Train. This time it is Prestige versus GLITCHTECH. And I talked a lot about T-Side not being pretty good today, but Prestige leading 5-3 up against GLITCHTECH right now. And we're caught in the mid round here with a man up for GLITCHTECH. We're just going to roll with the punches. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, 5-on-4 situation here in round number 9. GLITCHTECH are in control of the situation. Prestige might be leading on the scoreline. That may be about to change, though. There's plenty of T-side weapons available for the defensive line, and we'll try their entries towards the B-bomb site. Johnny Zero good with the openings on the defensive. They've already got themselves the amount of advantage, extending to 2 now to 5-3. Bomb plant should come down, but the Danes are fighting back. Tornex in particular with 2 back. LTH responding, but Dragons is caught back in the back lines. 2v2 now instead for Prestige, and Mizzy's not done, it looks like. Extension going to go even further forward. Jared is wary of that, but which way is it going to come from, the left or the right? He's going to predict right hand side. Instead, his teammate from range fight spray is awkward. Jared trades it. Where's the last? Froslev completely unrevealed. Smoke goes down towards the bomb. Might try and stick it with the kit in play. He's got the right idea, though. Just missed the angle onto Froslev. Is he going to hold the 5 second? He might go for the ninja stick. Held together. Burst fire. Inaccurate on the Galil. And GLITCHTECH will just concede at the very last second. Froslev brings home the 6th for Prestige.
And well, we can take a moment's breath here. It is again Nishin joined by Jay, who's you sound out of breath, mate.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't aware how quickly we were going to get into this one, so I ran from my station to grab my laptop and come back here to prepare for this game. So, yes.
You can be more ready, my friend. And you know what? They've heard you. They've given us a tactical just to...
Yeah, just to catch our breath.
Exactly.
Or catch my breath, because you're okay. I'm wrecked today.
It's been a very long day. We're closing into the BO3s. Do you believe this is the final BO1 before we head into that? But
final BO1 of the stream. There's obviously one of the other ones going on the rest of the group stage, because there's plenty of action still to decide and to make a decision on who's going to be in that playoff position. I think the majority of the teams have already been secured at this juncture here. We've got teams like Minlate yet to lose a game, Square Sausages yet to lose a game, Prestige lost Emigrantos, GLITCHTECH, Nemesis, Phantom, TLR, Snooze. All these teams have yet to lose. 8sins lost their ones towards TLR, but they're still 5-1 up on their particular regard. So to give you an idea of how the top of the board looks like in the lay of the land, a lot of teams seem like they're guaranteed to be in the playoffs, playing for prestige, so to speak, here against GLITCHTECH. Although, to be fair for both of these two teams, they both are undefeated. So one of those streaks are going to come to an end here and now. Tornex wants to make sure it's not his team.
Absolutely. Prestige is going to be working with that opener. Of course, this is newly fledged GLITCHTECH roster with Behind X going his way into AAB, who've become a bit of a cult status here in EPIC land. Very beloved by many of the people who do turn up here. And Johnny Serra trying to have his own little moment here. We'll get one back, so Pop Dog in control.
Shot him right in the dick.
Yeah, that's got to hurt, mate, honestly. Ouch. I
Ouch
think every man felt that.
Yeah. Ever played Sniper Elite?
Well, I've seen many a video of that. I know exactly what you're referencing, though. Don't you worry, mate.
LTH and Mizzy back and forth on the B-bomb site there, although Dragonster was the man involved in that latest fight. Mizzy's now going to hold a little bit of presence, but just not enough presence around him from the rest of the T-side players. The bomb's still up there in the brown halls. A player working in towards Z Connector. Keep your eye on Tornex, actually. His backstab's going to catch off Johnny Zero pretty easily. No inkling on what's going on. Mizzy still focused down. Pat Jones will get caught back, dealt with by Tornex. That backstab wonderfully placed to the triple. LTH now revealed. Challenged by both players. It's Folk who will deal with the last Prestige now, have the half advantage on T-side of Train as well. I guess it really is a two-sided map.
It really does feel like that. We were just talking about it with the Wide Swingers game versus Radiator Spring CT side. I mean, it is kind of the default, but clearly Prestige making me eat my own words, making it look quite simple. Kind of night and day difference this matchup between compared to the last one, but yeah, nowhere to be found. GLITCHTECH, honestly, Prestige looking like they're in cruise control. They're having a pretty good time. Yeah,
I mean, look, they probably are one of our favorites in the competition because of their international experience, and that would make a lot of sense. Obviously, they aren't exactly very high on the VRS, but they do have a lot more than they have a lot more experience at a higher level of competition than the majority of the teams here in the CS. You know, like they are 185 on HLTV as of the start of the month, basically. So a lot of positivity towards them. And you can sort of like give that sort of favoritism over in a lot of the matches that they'll play. So GLITCHTECH still looking to try and bring up a decent fight with their pistols. Their half-buy has worked up a 3-on-3. Good shots of the AWP and the AK, but not to their advantage. Unfortunately, Pata extends a little bit too far out, and that will cost them that advantage.
It has indeed, leaving Jared and LTH to try and pick up the pieces here. And very smart from Prestige, just waiting out this aggression that knows that will be coming their way. Now it's just LTH on this forced UMP here. And often you see this. He's just going to try and steal an AK away, hopefully for his sake. But Prestige, again, they're just holding their ground. Sticking close together, just in case to play by the trades. They have enough time here to work into this bomb site, no issue. But I do like how they're keeping it chill. They're not overcommitting here, taking their time to clear out everything.
And you were right to sort of say to mention the point about picking up an AK, and if he extends out past the brown halls and back in towards T-Con, probably grabs one of them here. I mean, it's a half-buy round for GLITCHTECH, so you wouldn't be too fast by grabbing a free AK. Let's see what he decides to do here. He will make his way in that UMP.
Oh, he's actually not opted to pick it up.
Exit frag, okay.
There it is.
That's positive, and yet he will get the AK out of it. Is he going to recommit though? I mean, that would be interesting. They are watching for it now. But passive lines for Prestige. Want to protect that economy game because it's not exactly great on their own side of things. The damage being done by GLITCHTECH already makes this a semi-successful round. Although, I mean, I say that actually. It's nearly the last round.
Penultimate round,
See,
yeah.
This is what happens when you jump in halfway through the match. You sort of like completely misinterpret exactly how far progressed we are. And I think to myself, oh yeah, we've still got like 9 rounds left.
Yep.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We're right at the finish line pretty much here in the first half. But at least an AK saved over. It's something. But as you said, Prestige favored in this one. They're playing like it, which is good to see. And honestly, if you are GLITCHTECH, it is nice just having these people coming over from overseas. It's just a different breadth of experience having these guys come over. And if anything, it elevates your own game. So it is nice to see at least a bit of something, but at the same time, it is a little bit one-way traffic.
Yeah. Look at that 9th on the end of on the tail end of this half here for Prestige. GLITCHTECH can still make it a 4th. The concern, however, is the 4th on the CT side, though, and it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't really exactly feel like a good opening half, a good way to set yourselves up. Jared will kick things off for the GLITCHTECH side as Tornex will fall. Advantage for GLITCHTECH. What more can they present? It's just that one lurker out of T-Con. Everybody else is back in brown halls.
Another run up. Go into this one early. Try and catch out GLITCHTECH, and they're doing just that few lovely little opener. There is still one more player there. Dragonstar activating late. But Frostlev, lovely little trade there. Johnny's there a little bit too late to the party though with this AWP. Smoke's already flying on in. So is Folcape. Getting another one, putting the numbers right back into the advantage of GLITCHTECH, who the last 2 players coming in through lower here, trying to make something happen here in the final round. Okay, a little bit over aggressive there on that swing. Forces it into a 2-on-2. Pada and Jared trying to make something happen, but it's that man Frostlev again. Now Jared, 1v1 versus Few. And Few is going to try and just play the time here. And he'll do it to absolute perfection. A little cheer there at the end there for Prestige as they make it 9-3 on the T side of Train. And GLITCHTECH have a lot of work to do here if they want to make this competitive.
Yeah, indeed they do. I mean, it's I mean, we didn't see much of that half, unfortunately, but from what I did gather there, it didn't feel like GLITCHTECH were quite ready for the kind of aggression that Prestige were bringing to the table. I mean, you could just see the AWP continuously watching that smoke from the back lines back at the CT Sport entrance and not ready for a player to come up the stairs over at Zed. And it's like, okay, well, obviously from our perspective, we can think to ourselves, well, why aren't you watching that position? But yeah, GLITCHTECH, very not ready for this style of game. And the fact you haven't done that well on the CT side and the fact you haven't been able to establish much groundwork indicates to me that there may be some more aggressive stances that Prestige could try and take here. I mean, you think about how CTs can push up Ivy and try to take map control away from there. If you get a good bit of utility down at the brown halls and flash your way up from ramp, then you can try and aggress there, pop dog another angle of contention. It's not the easiest map to take CT map control away from, but if Prestige are going to bring that style of game, then you start to wonder if GLITCHTECH are going to be ready for that themselves.
I think one of the things as well is Jared does get that opener in the round, but it almost lulls them into a sense of insecurity because they completely go silent, caught out completely by just instant reaction by Prestige. And I feel like it is just 9 day, the skill gap. So it is no surprise that we are seeing that, but you would expect a little bit more. I mean, GLITCHTECH, they're doing pretty well in UKIC. They have been moving their way up in main as well. I know they've been doing quite well, but clearly this level opponent, they're not ready. Do you believe they're main, no?
Because the seeding sheet has them down as intermediate.
GLITCHTECH in inters. Oof.
I'm going to verify that information. See whether Finn got it wrong, shockingly.
Well, with the amount of main games I do, if I get this wrong, you can put me out there.
You can put the flag out on me. Europe ESCA main.
Let's see, am I a fraud?
Live check-in. Let's find out.
Shin is being exposed as a fraud, live on stream.
GLITCHTECH. Hang on, let's see whether I've loaded enough of the...
Oh, I've just remembered. There was a... As soon as this started talking, I do remember there was a bit of a, not Twitter drama, but roster drama with spots being stolen when rosters were switching. Obviously, Jared coming over from Valorate. There's a lot of things happening, so that does make sense. All right, I'll put my hands up. Shin doesn't know his stuff. I did forget with how things are going.
Don't ever question our God.
Oh, dearie me, but...
That's the first commandment. Thou shalt not question Finn.
Honestly,
I want to find out exactly how well they are doing in intermediate now that we've been discussing that part. Let's have a look, see. They're actually not doing too bad. 7-0 in main. So
they're making their way up to main.
Very clearly, they should be moving on towards main. So, like, I mean, that is a positive sign for them in that international level of competition. That is the kind of sort of place you want to be if you are a side of the GLITCHTECH caliber. You want to be working your way up, getting your teeth cut, and trying to develop against some of those talents within those particular divisions. And I know that ESCA isn't ranked anymore, but I still sort of see the value in it in increasing in match sharpness. In that respect, Prestige actually, I was talking to them a little bit earlier on, and they believe that they've already gone as far as they can in terms of the unranked tournaments. So they're looking to aim further at the VRS. Their goal here is to win the whole damn thing, because they want points, they want opportunities, and that's really what they're gunning for. So just to sort of lay the land out for what we expect out of Prestige by their own words, and so therefore should be the favourites in this matchup by their own words. Let's see whether they actually end up doing so. 9-3 at the turn indicates positive for them. Let's see whether they can convert it on the CT side.
And there's Falcon. Oh, I mean, speak of the devil, mate. I absolutely can. Tapping away. All right, mate, we already know what you can do. Take a back seat, my friend. GLITCHTECH already wounded here. 5 versus 3 just by one man. Falcon, can you get the other one? Tapping away. So close to the third, but he's going to be denied by Dragonstar. So Falcon's reign of terror ends over in the brown holes, but the damage has been done.
Indeed it has. Dragonstar on half HP. The bomb was seen. 2 players were seen, so they got all this information back to the brown halls. The question is, do they start to put the pieces together about them taking brown halls and looking towards that big bomb site? The 2 men at TCOM will start to get an inkling as they search for information. They won't go all the way back towards the apartments and the brown halls, though. They're going to be happy to sit inside of this position and just block off any entryways the GLITCHTECH can take into the bomb site. They'll be unaware of Ivy, so one player's going to have to play it in the open bomb site. The other one's going to watch out from the T-spawn entrance. 40 seconds on the clock, though. GLITCHTECH will form up the brown halls, and there is one defender. One more man also searching, so they are hunting for information back. It's really going to rest on Froslave to maybe get 1 kill out of it. The utility coming down, however, telegraphs the entire plan for GLITCHTECH.
Indeed it does. As out they do pop. They will be allowed out into the bomb site. Bomb will go down. You are just kind of gathering this from the HUD, but the fact they get the bomb down is a positive, but Prestige will overrun them, no doubt about it. But in a round like that, the fact that you're actually allowed to even get the bomb down, it adds a bit of a fighting chance for them, but again, it seems a bit too comfortable for Prestige.
Yeah, it does, and that's disconcerting, obviously, for GLITCHTECH. Like, they took a very long time to set up that execution. They didn't really have a lot of legs to it, and the smoke came down. The flash followed very late in the day. Froslave did enough time stalling, and GLITCHTECH just, again, didn't have the chops behind them. So, I mean, we did see a little bit of that aggression from the CT side. It wasn't quite in your face as it was during the T half, or what we saw of that at least. But look, the pushing towards T-Con to gather the information, the searches towards Ivy and back over at CT Spawn. Yeah, they are keen to hunt for the end of this game and try and make it a one-sided affair. And it has been a day of one-sided affairs, minus that last matchup, of course.
Thank goodness I did manage to at least turn up for one of those, but who knows if we get that today on this match, I should say. Prestige all round the board, M4s, not opting for any util, no MP9s, no money hunting here today. They just want to get that jump done, as Jay just said. But many a time have I seen the lesser come out on top. They've just all grouped up here. I mean, it looks like they've already decided that they want to pop out. Smoke's flying on in.
Zed and Thomas all smoked off. Molotovs coming in from the T-side execution. At least they'll do a good job of keeping Prestige at bay. They can't spot them from the back line, but they've done their damage already. Folk does find an angle. Secondary from Few as well. Pata with a good response, but Jared's taken back in turn. 4v2 for the retake of Prestige. They are just completely in the driver's seat. And GLITCHTECH, no chance of taking the wheel. They'll do their best, rather. Johnny Zero will take down one, but again, the trade's so thick and fast with these rifles versus these pistols. At Prestige, they are just lights out right now. This looks like a 13-3 in my eyes, because, well, I mean, just, again, the difference is very staunch.
I mean, the mechanical difference, as we've said time and time again, it's night and day. I mean, few in 4K, I mean, the way their aim is so crispy, I mean, you're not really seeing any sort of that from GLITCHTECH, but then again, they're not being provided a chance to show off what they're capable of because these guys are just so quick. So you can't really hate GLITCHTECH for what they're doing. I mean, they're getting the bomb down, but again, they're just getting overwhelmed. They have no players really left alive for these post-plant situations, so they're always left in a pretty tough situation.
8 to the good. A lot of ground to make up for GLITCHTECH. Their buy is not great, but I mean, the buy wouldn't be that great in the next round either, so you kind of have to. 12-3 is not a comeback you really want to be at either, so you just need to apply something. Desperate, absolutely desperate to win this follow-up. You need to have that buffer room of making a mistake to try and head to overtime if you can claim it. It's not going to be an easy comeback regardless, and they should know about it. Prestige, one man advanced into Olof. Johnny Zero. Do you see the gun barrel? I think he might have just missed it. It's pixels worth of information. They don't know. They can't see it. I think they just dismantled the boost as well, so Froslave just gets away clean. That was a missed opportunity perhaps for GLITCHTECH.
Yeah, it did seem like that. Johnny, I think, was trained into hell, so maybe eyes weren't eyed on Froslave. Thankfully for him, but again, same sort of pace from the last one. Again, just trying to work the map a little bit. Prestige happy to just give them that space to work with, and when they least expect it, all the nades come flying on in, but Pata Jones with an entry. But again, wherever there's one Prestige player, there's another one ready to snipe on in. And it just looks so comfortable. It has just been a comfortable game, and especially on that CT side, once you switch over, it's just solid. It's just been a very solid game of Counter-Strike from Prestige.
Yep. They came, they saw, they conquered, quite clearly. And
the Danes are back.
The Danes are back. They may have never left to begin with, to be fair.
True.
I know, obviously, in the higher levels of Counter-Strike, we're talking about the lack of depth now in the Danish scene. Something shocking for me to say, considering that I've lived through the Astralis years and the Heroic years. And it's like,
yes.
Wow, you know, that no one ever questioned the Danish depth back then. Now we do. But certainly in the context of Epic Land Prestige, are here to win it all, and they are looking to win this one clearly against GLITCHTECH. Mizzy's already caught 2. One with the Molotov, one with the M4. And the broken by state of the Galils, now left to 3 of them in play. Just so spread out, just no idea what to do right now for GLITCHTECH. Jared does find Tornex, at least that's one pick to return, but there's a lot more that they're going to need to claim at the moment. I think Pat has just been discovered as well by Mizzy. Should be sussing him out soon enough. Either way, it's a very difficult round to play from when you're this spread out.
Yeah, I mean, these rounds really much are decided within the first 20, 30 seconds, if anything. And what do you even do to pick up the pieces? I mean, you're always a man down, so that makes it tougher than it usually does. And they're just full of confidence here. Mizzy just playing with his prey right here and playing with his food, I should say. But he's still, the ego's not in check, not overcommitting here. Just staying alive here, forcing Pata into his crosshair. It's a simple kill like that, lining them up one by one as they swing. Jared will get one more, but now it'll have to be 3 more. With 35 seconds left, all eyes will be trained towards Ivy. Folk tapping away, Jared. This will just be a bit of a fluke through the smoke. Froslave getting that final kill, and no questions asked. Prestige are here to make their name at Epic Land, and that's a pretty big statement against one of the bigger UK teams, 13-3.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was the first loss that GLITCHTECH have taken so far in the group, and it comes at the hands of a Danish team that very clearly are trying to get to another level. You know, like they were talking about trying to enter into CCTs and things like that. So they're gunning for like a high-end tier 2 position, and very clearly they are. I don't know if we're ready for it per se. We didn't get to see much of that matchup, so we can't make an accurate assessment.
Sure.
But what I will say is that the way that they played through those rounds that we saw, they looked incredibly confident, and that confidence is just the first step that what you need to get through this land, to get to the finals, to get towards a title winning position. And again, if they're gunning for a high-end tier 2 position, then winning it is the least you should expect out of them.
Absolutely, and I mean, you also look at AEB from the previous Epic Land. I mean, these boys must have been inspired from that. The fact that they went on to the finals from a team that wasn't really necessarily known to now they're going through those steps of going into the CCTs, going to those open lands for VRS points, Prestige are probably thinking, why the hell not? Why can't we do that? You know? So
well, that's the thing, because they quoted Arbe. Actually, they were saying,
there you go.
listen, we saw Arbe do it last time out. We saw what it did for their VRS. We want some of that too. So I think they've got the right idea about it, and they certainly have established themselves as having the right idea about how to play the game, essentially. They've done extremely well in this group stage. They've gone completely undefeated, and now with their final match out of the way, that's how they'll stay. So they'll be one of our top seeds coming out of the groups and into the playoffs. So all positivity on their own part of things. And GLITCHTECH will still be making their way through to the playoffs.
100%.
That's just their first loss, right? And their first loss coming in at the last matchup means that they will also be back for a little bit of best-of-3 revenge if they match up against them. But for now, it is their first loss, and that is a pretty dire one to take, considering that it was a 13-3. It throws a few concerns in my eyes, because as you say, they're one of our top teams in the UK right now. But equally so, I think that we probably looked at Prestige as being a favourite anyway.
Yeah, we did before this tournament anyways, but you know what? It is good to see that the Danes are coming back. I mean, for the scene, what you prefaced with Astralis and Heroic, so they might be on the resurgence, and, well, it is playoffs time indeed with BO3s underway.
Well, they will be on the way as soon as the group stage ends. I just went to go get my laptop so I could see exactly what kind of matches to play out that we have left to play out at the moment. We've got some in overtime, Cucumber Hoovers versus Final Form. That's a 15-15 at the moment.
Okay.
Team Chaos versus K-pop Default Hunters, 15-15.
What a name.
News, Tropic Thunder versus League Legends of Yesterday. TLR versus Chicken Joshi. I want to watch that match. Just want to see how the match does. Probably not that well at all, but look,
don't think anybody would be surprised.
Number of matches still to play out in the group stages, so we've still got a little bit of time before those best-of-3s are ready to go live here. So it doesn't mean we can probably expect for an extended break here on the mainstream. But look, there's still tons of action to keep your eyes on, so make sure you're checking the websites to see who can make it into those final spots, because some of these games actually do decide who's going to make it into the playoffs and who's going to be out in the group stage.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys keep the stream open. We will be going on that overextended break, but when we're back, we'll be back for more Counter-Strike, and you'll definitely not want to miss that.